this whole home buying thing is essentially looking at what your income is, what your credit related debt is, right? And how much can we squeeze somewhere in the middle, a mortgage payment, without harming
all your other
bills. And then can you pay this bill?
It's the same way with paying rent. It's the same way of paying rent.
And essentially the way that a lot of the loans are structured where, okay, what's your gross? Before Uncle Sam takes all your money, okay, what's your gross? Essentially, we kind of cut that in half, right? And that's your budget. It's not your budget to go out wild and spend all of that half on the house. But again, it's that half needs to be able to equate for the new mortgage payment you're getting, as well as, again, all your credit related bills. And then we allow that other half to be for the miscellaneous, the gas, the milk, the eggs.
Strip club.
You know, all of those good things, right? Light bill, phone bill, Netflix, Hulu, right? But that's how the loans are structured. Half of your gross can go towards your mortgage payment, credit related debts. The other half is up to you, right?
Okay.
And so, you know, that's how these things are structured.
Okay. Well, we always got a good topic when we're here when talking with y'all. And last time we was here, we was talking about, at the end of the show when the camera went off, we was talking about, should you sell grandmom's house? If and when should you sell grandmom's house? So we was talking about buying the house. Now we're talking about 30 years from now, 20 years from now. Would you suggest your offspring either keep your house or sell the house?
What you think, Liz?
It's a slippery slope. It really is. So it's a slippery slope
We'll
for
give both vantage points.
a couple of factors. So one, it would depend on what's grandma's house worth today, right? And how financially savvy
Will be the person who has it.
correct.
The person who's going to inherit
would
it.
be right, inheriting and responsible for selling. So, you know, if like we talked about, you know, the big boom in Brewery Town. We talked about Francisville the last time we were all together, you know. So when you think in terms of those type of areas and the growth, the like exponential growth.
Yes.
Over the time when we were children versus now.
Yes.
You know, I think
the last 20 years, crazy.
Realistically, the three of us being who we are and doing what we do, if we were in the position today to have a home in one of those Fairmount, Brewery Town, like any of those locations, and we can sell for $500 and $600, and we can, especially in this market right now where things are going, I think we'd sell. You know, just realistically.
You would sell.
You'd sell.
It's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard.
Like,
Because the only reason why I say it's hard for me to sell, because I know it's probably like, it's not a chance you ever going to make it back into these neighborhoods. Like, I don't think nobody's really going to make it back. Like, so my whole life growing up, right? And sorry for cutting you off.
no, it's all good.
Spring Garden always looked like Spring Garden to me. They say at one point it used to look like the Badlands. I never seen Spring Garden look like the Badlands. You know, and in my whole life, my whole life, Spring Garden always looked like Spring Garden. And I know I could never afford to move into Spring Garden. Now the other side is Fairmount Avenue, where my whole family from. I seen everybody sell their stuff, and it's just like, I don't think that was the move. But like you said though, for the savvy person, me personally, I would keep it, and I would probably draw off of it.
That's the other side.
I would probably draw off of it to have a war chest for a time like this and try to make good buys. Now we're doing that. I could fuck it all up too and lose everything I bought and grandma's house. So it is the game. It is the game.
It's
So
definitely
I
a
mean,
crapshoot.
a lot of times we run into a situation where grandmom's house might have some tangled titles. We got grandmom's house having tax liens on it.
Yeah.
And different judgments and things that could be tied to grandmom's house, right? And so sometimes we look at just playing devil's advocate, because truly I think I'd like to hold on property because I see how much of a struggle it is to obtain
buy it.
property.
Yeah.
Any property, no matter how qualified you are, shit could go awry, right?
But it's not so much you though. We talking about the offsprings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you trust them to hold on to it though?
Yeah.
That's what makes it a slippery slope. I think this is where deed restrictions are important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So deed restrictions like what? No
Deed
taking loans.
restrictions are important.
Okay, what is like no taking loans on it or something? What you gonna have to know?
Listen, I don't know. Something got to give. Like
Damn.
What happened to Auntie? Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. When did we do that? 2020, 21?
No,
Ben sold it? Oh, yeah, we
it
been
gets
sold that.
nasty.
30 grand. I mean,
Listen, man.
we did it in our family, unfortunately. Someone did it, I didn't do it. But it sold for 45, and that thing sold for 215, maybe 220.
How long after?
Year and some shit.
So listen,
a year-long
a good
rehab.
listen,
Good
pimp.
Lord.
A good friend of ours, people's uncle died, maybe about a year or two ago. And a friend of ours, he's in real estate, and he's in Philadelphia real estate. And when the uncle died, he had a house on somewhere on Seymour Avenue. And I'm telling you, he was going to make a play to get the house from him. And he told him, "Hey, look, I know such died. Let me know what your number is, and I'll get it for you. Because I know you want to get rid of the house. Just tell me the number you want." These motherfuckers let the house go on 26 and Cecil B. Moore, maybe, for about $30,000. For my man, he could have got that from anywhere. He could have dropped the 30 on him like it wasn't nothing. But they didn't want to give him the opportunity to get this house for $30,000. And they sold it to somebody else because it's somebody else they felt was better than him getting it. And it's like, so the selling grandmom house thing, like, God damn, before you do anything, let's just have some knowledge. Let's see, these people, like, people take what they all set for a house. It's just the most money I ever had in my life.
Right.
Because $30,000 and $20 bills look good. $30,000 and $100 bills look good. It's about this high.
We buy homes for cash. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are literally coming in people's homes with duffel bags.
It looks good, but man, it don't last long.
Not at all.
It don't last long. So it's extremely scary. I wouldn't know. Like again, when my parents go, we have already that we had to do with those houses. We have already positioned them to who they're supposed to go to. They have already been transferred over to the proper people. But if I was to die, I wouldn't want none of the younger generation right now touching it, because none of them have the tools to know what to do. And because I'm not here standing on time telling them, yo, this is what you better do, only God knows. Because, those properties they could probably get, they would think $100,000 was a come up. They'd be like, oh yeah, we got a beam, we got another beam, the beam. You start talking about an average person makes $40,000, $50,000, they can get $300,000 in one time, they can get $400,000 in one time. They'd be like, shit, where got to sign that? And now what they're doing, living out their rap video lives. You know what I'm saying?
Like 2 years.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for about 2 years. If that, yeah. Don't let them get a gambling habit. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them have a gambling habit. So it scares me as far as like what to do with that next generation.
Yeah.
Like that is very scary, because those tools, even if you give it to them, who said they want to use it? Yeah. So
They're just so impressed by the glitz and the glamour.
The flash is everything.
Yeah.
The flash is everything.
Yeah.
Like everything
Money
is now.
phone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
When we see buyers, for instance, they want to win the Super Bowl on game 1 of the season. Right? They want to get the the dream house with the the black windows and the sliding glass doors and the rooftop deck and
Those black windows are nice,
those
though.
black windows are sexy.
Very nice.
Sexy.
Very nice.
Right?
Very nice. The
Soaking
price of it even nice too.
Soaking tub.
Especially the house that got the drone flying through and got the steps coming down. Oh my God.
Or the steps coming up.
What? Jesus, child.
They want that on house number 1. Like, why am I not able to get? You keep showing me all of these. But I want to
Right, like this ain't it. Not next.
House number 1 though is supposed to be that, and it's like not so fast. But it is a, to get rich quick. I always call it like the orange Stouffer's box mentality of now.
Yep.
Put this in the microwave 3 minutes and I got a full course meal. Like, that's the kind of demographic who's buying homes right now, right?
But it's crazy because they think that way because for them the stuff they can get it now. Like they have access to so much more stuff.
Bad information and good information, but they got
information like how to make money. Like most of them don't use it, which is what's unfortunate. But like they are exposed to so much more than we are. Were rather, you know, like so the idea of them wanting things right now, hot and ready, is not as far-fetched as it is mentally for the three of us. You know, like it's just, it's crazy.
Yeah, when I was young, I couldn't tell you where to buy a Lamborghini at. I couldn't tell you how much a Bentley cost. I didn't have those, you know, I didn't see FC Corvette till I was probably 22 years old. First time I ever seen FC Corvette. You know what I mean? So, you know, now a kid can just say, buy a Bentley, and they can find it. You know what I'm saying?
Fingertips.
You know, Gucci showroom, you know what I mean? They can find things that, you know, and when we were young, we had to go look for. There was places, a research place that's building with all these books, and they call it a library. You know, now that whole library is right here now, and it's but the sad part is that it's a library, the real thing, and then it's like News Us Weekly. The remember the National Enquirer we used to see in the supermarket with the worst articles?
Oh yeah,
we got that on the phone. That's all together. Yeah, fake news.
Fake news.
You know what I mean?
Limited
and there's people.
credibility.
Yeah, and there's people who act it out. So it's kind of hard to make a decision now. So like for me, when it comes back to the grandmama house thing, I personally in my grandmama house, my uncle got it, and my grandma died 2006. The house is on Hubert and Fairmount, right at the corner. So you can imagine that house in 2009. I think my uncle sold it for $250. And it was a good lick, I guess. You know, I mean, my uncle dead now, so I don't want to say anything other than that. He sold it. It got some two and some change. I don't even know how much it was, right?
I wish.
So let's say he sold in 2009. Now that block, again, like I said, you can't even get in on that block now. And when I looked probably like 2 years ago, a house up the far end of the corner was going for like 900 and something thousand. You know what I'm saying?